Don't be scared to pursue something that is out of the ordinary. Don't be scared to go on an unconventional road. A lot of the times people will tell you that you're delusional, that you can't make it happen, that your dreams are just, not gonna work out. But actually the opposite is true. If you listen to those people and if you let them, influence you in the sense that you don't believe in yourself anymore, this is where you will fail. There's a thing called self-efficacy in psychology. And basically, self-efficacy is the ability to believe in one's own success. And it's a super powerful force because it directly influences how motivated we are, how persistent we are, and how resilient we are when we face challenges. So it ultimately shapes our behavior and it influences how we pursue and achieve goals. First of all, it enhances your motivation because usually your brain is only motivated if you actually believe in the thing that you're trying to pursue. Your brain provides you with as much energy as you need to do the thing that you set your mind to do. But if you don't believe in the thing that you're going to do and you let other people influence you and make you believe that it's unrealistic, then you of course will have less motivation, less energy. So you start half-assing your goals, you start half-assing your dreams. So let's say you go home one day and you're kind of tired and you don't feel like working on your side hustle anymore. And also there are all these voices in your head of people telling you that that's unrealistic anyway, that you should rather focus on your real job, that, that's just not something that is worth pursuing. Then you will give in to that tiny little voice and you will stop working hard. And this is where you will fail. And this is not because your goal is unrealistic, but because you don't believe in yourself enough. Second of all, it not just enhances your motivation, this self-efficacy that I told you about, it also increases your persistence. So high self-efficacy enables you to persevere through difficulties and setbacks. So in the same situation, faced with the same challenge, a person that is higher in self-efficacy, that believes in themselves more, will persevere, whereas the other person will not. So the thing is, it's a thing about perspective. If you're high in self-efficacy, if you believe in yourself, you will view the obstacle as something temporary. You know that nothing and no one is going to stop you from achieving this goal. So if, for example, your script gets rejected, and you want to become an author and your script is rejected, you see that as a temporary setback and as an opportunity to grow rather than the end of your career, okay? But if you don't believe in yourself, if you don't believe that this is going to happen no matter what, if you're not delusional to some degree, you will see this as a sign to stop. People who are high in self-efficacy, they bounce back from failures and they maintain their commitment to achieving their goals even when facing adversity. You're also more resilient. So basically, this belief in yourself that sometimes can seem delusional. For example, if you hear Kanye West talk in interviews, if you think to yourself, wow, this person is extremely delusional. But what this mindset does, is it fosters a sense of control and a sense of optimism. Because if you really believe that you can do anything, that you can become anything and achieve anything, you can cope with stress and challenges more effectively because frankly, there's not a lot of negative emotion going on in your brain. You're not busy with doubting yourself. And this is exactly what you need to do because this self-doubt that a lot of us have is sabotaging us and it's doing nothing but holding us back. We think that it makes us see things more realistically, but when it comes to achieving your goals, self-doubt is only going to be in your way. So being delusional, having a kind of delusional attitude and always believing that the most positive outcome will result from your efforts, this will only move you forward, okay? Of course, sometimes you will be wrong. Sometimes your script will get rejected. Sometimes you won't get the job. Sometimes you won't make as much money as you set your mind to make. But this does not really change anything in the negative sense. If you anticipated the most positive outcome, this won't interfere with anything. It will only drive you forward and make you more optimistic, more motivated, and it won't take up as much mental energy as doubting and, thinking of worst case scenarios when it comes to the future. And also what high self-efficacy is also related to is improved performance. So there's literally studies showing that people who are high in self-efficacy, they perform better academically, they have healthier habits and better athletic performance actually, and they are more satisfied with the job that they have. Because when individuals believe in their ability to succeed, they're more likely to put in the effort and focus needed to achieve their goals, which makes them more happy and more content in their life. So a perfect example for this is Roger Bannister. In 1945, scientists claimed that no human being was ever going to be able to run a mile in under 4 minutes, that it was just physically impossible. And if anyone attempted that, and if anyone did that, their lungs would just explode or their heart would just explode. And for 9 years, not a single person actually hit that goal. No one ran a mile in under 4 minutes. And then there was a medical student, his name was Roger Bannister, and he said, no, this is not real. This limitation that society, that doctors set, it's not real. I don't believe in it. And guess what? He ran the mile in 3 minutes and 59 seconds. You might think to yourself now, okay, well, he was just a very good athlete. Just 2 months later, 22 other people did the same thing. Why? Because he destroyed that barrier. He destroyed that limitation that everybody believed in. The barrier was not physical, okay? It was belief. And it is this way with so many things. We underestimate ourselves constantly, which is a survival strategy by our brain, okay? Our brain is always trying to protect us. And so it really craves consistency and stability over change. And so it will make you believe that you can't do certain things when you actually can do them. And this is what you always should keep in mind, that your brain is sort of trying to keep you down and trying to keep you the same way that you are. But if you want to grow, you need to outsmart your brain and believe in achieving things that you've never seen yourself achieve before. Of course, our brain works by memory. Our brain works by using the experiences that it has made, and that is the evidence that we built our whole perception of the world on. We see, okay, this has been possible in the past, this is what I did in the past, and this is also what I'm going to do in the future. This is not the truth, okay? This is living in the past. This is identifying with your past. Of course, past behavior is always the best predictor for future behavior, but there's an important distinction. You still have a brain. You still have free will and the ability to decide to do things differently, to build different habits, to set different goals, and to work on them relentlessly. But what you need in order to change your behavior is you have to believe in yourself. Because if you don't do it, quite frankly, nobody else will. This is the truth. Nobody will believe in you. If you don't even believe in yourself, nothing's going to happen. Nothing's going to come from that. So I really want you to realize that you have nothing to lose here. This is what a lot of the times people say, oh my gosh, you're so delusional, blah, blah, blah. Well, and if I'm delusional, what do I have to lose? Literally, because the alternative is doubting myself, being insecure, and always staying the same, always repeating the same patterns, not growing. If a delusional mindset even gives me the slightest chance at achieving what I want to achieve, of course I will adopt that mindset. Of course I will. And this is literally, as I told you, and as is also listed in my sources down below, this is backed by science, okay? People will always call you delusional before they will call you great. But the truth is, delusion is just a vision without proof, okay? With no proof yet. And the yet is the important part. Jeff Bezos started Amazon in the tiniest office ever. Bill Gates programmed computers when the world told him that it was a toy and he should focus on real things. Tarantino spent 8 years, failing at writing scripts, working in a video shop, before anyone even noticed him. And what all of these people have in common is that society kept telling them that they weren't successful, that what they were doing was not worth doing. And they still chose to persevere, to stay consistent, because they believed in themselves, because they mastered self-efficacy. There's a thing called the plateau of latent potential. I'm gonna insert a picture of it here. The thing is, when you're developing a new habit or when you're trying to achieve a new goal, you're not gonna see success immediately. You're not gonna reap what you sow immediately. Instead, there's a valley of disappointment. And then at some point, when you choose to stay consistent, when you choose to keep believing in yourself, your success will basically skyrocket. And we, in our minds, we can't really grasp this. We think that success is linear, that the more effort you put in, the more you will achieve. But no, the truth looks like this. You put effort in, no one listens, no one sees it, no one pays anything for whatever product you're selling. And suddenly, at some point, it will take off, but you will never know when. And this is what basically differentiates successful people from non-successful people. Non-successful people will stop before this takeoff happens. And this is so sad because they invested so much of their time already. And then they start to confuse this with their skill. They start to believe that this is just representative of what they can do. Okay, so they stop way too early and think that this is what they can do. So for example, they try to start an acting career. They try to pursue it for like 3 years, nothing works. So they stop. And then in their mind, forever stuck in their mind, is their idea that they're just not a successful actor, that they can't be a successful actor. Maybe if they had just gone to one more casting, would have tried once more, that would have been their takeoff point, where all the work that they've put in years before that would have finally paid off. But they will never know. And if you're a consistent person, you basically force yourself to be successful because you force yourself to keep going and to reach that takeoff, which will come. I believe that if you really set your mind to something, and if you really are harsh with yourself, stay disciplined, stay consistent, you can reach almost anything. And you will have some kind of success with it. But the most important predictor of it is to be consistent. Because if you're not consistent, if you stop before you succeed, if you try and then give up, you've lost. You've lost. So let this be a reminder that you can achieve your goals and you can achieve your dreams, and you're not delusional for believing that. Actually, you believing yourself is a predictor for success. Think about the plateau of latent potential. Think about this curve. Maybe print it out and stick it to your wall somewhere, so that the next time you feel unmotivated and like nothing's gonna work, you know that whatever you do right now, whatever you're doing right now, will pay off eventually. I hope you guys could take something from this video, and I see you guys in the next video. Bye.